Hey witches, Mr. Overon here with Mr. Overon's Tarot Reading Services, and today I just wanted to go over some things that I always try to have on hand for like doing miscellaneous spells and rituals and what have you. And you know, this is just personally what I have on hand all the time, or like that I like to make or just utilize in my everyday practices. So the very first thing is something very simple. It is a complete DIY, and it's a money shaker. This is ground up money with a penny, nickel, quarter, dime, and a calorie shell, and shredded money. And I wrote all kinds of little symbols all around here in silver ink, and blessed and put money drawing powder into it and anointed it with money drawing oil as well. And what I do is I just, as I'm like doing my chant for money or for prosperity or to make a situation prosperous, I just shake it back and forth, and I visualize what I need to become prosperous, or like the situation that I need for money or whatever else. And you know, you should never try to manifest money, because you're just manifesting that little bit of money for right that second. What you should try to manifest is a continual source of income. So like maybe doing a visualization for a new job or some kind of new revenue stream coming in, but you know, for just short term or whatever, this gives me that rhythm, and I can sit there and just meditate on that as I'm sitting there shaking it, and that really helps. You can make these for anything, and I just happen to have a pill bottle on hand, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to repurpose this, and it works really well for me. The next thing that I always have on hand, regardless of how some of you may or may not feel about it, I always have smudging sticks on hand. This is a cedar smudging stick, and this is white cloud sage. I always have white cloud sage on hand. The cedar, not so much. This is something new to me, and I don't really like the way that it burns. It does the same, it has like almost the same exact properties as the white cloud sage, but I personally connect with the sage better than I connect with the cedar. But you know, I have these laying around all the time. The other thing that I always have on hand is Nong Chapa. Now, I was introduced to this back when I was in college, and a really good friend of mine came over, and we were partying one night, and he's like, hey, I brought some incense. I want you to check this shit out. I was like, okay, cool. And he lit it up, and I fell in love with it instantly. Nong Chapa is one of those like strong, perfumey, pungent, like kicks me into meditative relaxation, quick, fast, and in a freaking hurry. You can pick this up at most local new age shops. Some of those like Indian gas stations or smoke shops usually sell this really cheap. I got this for $1.99. You can even get it on Amazon and eBay if you look for it, but you're going to pay a little bit more. And typically a box like this goes anywhere from $1.99 all the way up to like $3 or $4.99. Just depends on your area. But I always have this on hand for if I don't feel like burning sage at that time, I'll light up one of these, and every time I get a brand new box, I imbue it with that, like, this is what you're going to do. You know, when I light you, I want you to bring about peace and tranquility. I want you to bring happiness. I want you to drive away negativity, blah blah, all that stuff. So that's what I imbue each box with. So whenever I light it up, it automatically like just gives me that sense of security and peacefulness. The other thing that I always have on hand is I always have an abundance of wands on hand. I create wands all the time, and I use all the wands that I create. Like, this is one that I just happened to create out of some stuff I had laying around, and painted it gold and brown, and I don't know why I create so many wands, but I always have an abundance of them, and each wand has a different purpose. You've seen this one in previous videos, but I'll show it to you again. This is my chicken foot wand. And this is a wand that I use for money. Hence the reason that it's green and got a dollar bill and everything. I use this for drawing money, and it's got my little bells on there. And so this is my money wand. Whenever I'm doing anything financially, or like if I need to pay a bill, say that, you know, this is a bill, I'll just scratch it and talk like, you know, this is I need money to pay this bill by this day, I need money to pay this bill by this day, or whatever. You know, there's a whole ritual that goes in with it, but I'm just, you know, kind of quickly showing you visualization of what I use this particular wand for. So if there's a need that arises and I don't want to use my everyday personal wands, like this is another one of my personal wands. This one's more for like fancy dress or whatever. But you know, this wand is my winter wand. I only use this wand in the winter. The reason being is this whole part right here, the colder it gets, the more blue it turns. Like right now it has like this greenish undertone, but in the winter months when it gets really cold, it turns blue. And I really love this wand. I've had to repair it because it snapped in half, and once a wand snaps in half, you're never supposed to repair it and try to reuse it. But I went through this whole ritual of binding it back together, and the way that I bound it and fused it back together, I used herbs and stuff like that to hold it back into place, and you can't even tell where it snapped. Like, it looks all like one cohesive piece of wood. So this is actually one of my favorite wands. I didn't make this one. This one was actually gifted to me, but I've been in love with it ever since I first got it. The other thing that I keep on hand always is this strange looking creature. This is called a Rose of Jericho, or better known as a Lazarus plant. Now, these things can live thousands of years, and it looks dead now, but if I was to put this into water, within 30 minutes, this whole thing would come alive and turn this beautiful, lush green color. They never die. And these are used for prosperity, resurrection, like bringing new life to things. There's all kinds of special like spells and stuff, but I always have an abundance of these laying around. I need to order some more, but I have this jar right here is usually filled to the top with them, and you see I only have these two right now. I give them away as gifts all the time, and whenever I am able to make it to a bodega or like a spirituals shop, like a Hispanic witchcraft shop, I'll pick them up. Or if I need them quicker than that, then I go on Amazon or eBay and I buy them. But I always have these on hand. And I use them for, like I said, I give those as gifts. A lot of times I'll give them as housewarming gifts. Or if I know that a friend is going through financial troubles or whatever, I'll give them one. And I'll just tell them, you know, for 3 days, leave this in water. Put this in water and let it bloom. And then for 3 days, put 1 penny in the center of it. And then on the at the setting of the sun on the 3rd day, take it out of water and let it close up around those pennies, and then hold on to it for the next time that you need money. And then when you need money next time, put it back in the water and let it open up, and let it stay blooming for 3 days, and take the 3 pennies out. And on the setting of that 3rd day, let it close up, and money will come to you. And then the next time that you need money, you feed the plant. So it's that whole repetitive cycle of feeding the plant, taking from the plant, feeding the plant, taking from the plant. So there's that. The other thing that I always keep on hand is Aqua de Florida, or Florida water. I particularly like Murray and Landman's version of Florida water, or Aqua de Florida. It is a very, like, just amazing smell. It smells like summer, and it smells like cleanliness. And what I use this for is I use this as a spiritual wash. I use it in blessings. I use it in just for protections. I use it for everything. I actually you can wear this as a cologne, and I actually use this as the base of one of the colognes that I make, and I make and I wear it daily. And I'll show you kind of what that looks like. So, when I know that it works, this is a special formulary that I create, and so I know that it's imbued with all the power and everything that I need it to be when it turns this color. There's been other times when I was messing around with it and trying to come up with this exact formula, that it turned all different kinds of colors. It turned green one time, like it looks green now, but it's actually like this milky yellow color. But it turned blue one time. I'm like, how the hell did you even turn blue? Like, nothing I put in there should have turned it blue. But whenever it turns this milky color, this is, I know, and I spray it on myself all the time. And I got this little bottle at the Dollar Tree. It was like 3 for $1.25 or whatever. So the label is a label that I created. It's my Elements of Magic label that I was working on there for a little while. Kind of like got away from doing all of that. But yeah, so with this, you can sprinkle it around the house. You can put it on yourself as a cologne or a perfume. It's really nice and kind of subtle yet rugged, so a man or a woman could wear it. I also use it for money blessings, or if I'm going to anoint something, I'll put a little bit in my hands and rub my hands over it. I dress candles with it. You know, there's just no end in what you can do with this. I've also even gone as far as to make my own Florida water, which is amazing in its own right. But I picked this stuff up at a local bodega. You usually pay about $3 for it, and it lasts you forever. You can also get it on Amazon, but I love this stuff. And it's also highly flammable. So because it is an alcohol-based perfume or cologne, I use it for, like, if I'm doing cauldron work and I want extra blessings, I'll sprinkle this inside the cauldron and then light it on fire to give it that extra power and just energy. The other thing that I always have on hand is orange blossom water, or naranja, agua de naranja. And this stuff, if you've ever been around orange blossoms or like smelt orange groves blossoming, this is that stuff. And it's a really deep, musky smell. And this is something else that I like to keep on hand for blessings, for spiritual washes, for using as protection, using for an offering. This also can be made into a drink. You add a little bit of this to a water, and say if you're using like an 8-ounce glass, you would just use a little bit of this in your water, and it gives you like this really refreshing orange infused water, and I love it. You can get these at like international shops, Lebanese places. Sorry about the cut off there, my camera died. But yeah, so you can find this at Lebanese markets, international markets, Indian markets. Really good stuff, used for, like I said, blessings, and just I use it for offerings. I make a cologne out of it. I use it for spiritual washes, so on and so forth. So yeah, that's just some of the things that I always keep on hand and have incorporated into my practices. And we all practice witchcraft or magic or whatever label you want to use differently, but at the end of the day, you know, the things that I use are some things that you would never use or have never even heard of. And so, you know, that's what makes witchcraft, magic, whatever you want to call it, again, so personalized, is because we work these different things into our lives, into our practices, and it just works for us. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, put them in the comments section down below. If you would like a tarot reading, spell work, or spiritual advisory, head on over to the website, memebershion.com. That's memeberon.com. And I will talk to y'all later. Bye, witches.